All right, welcome back to another episode of Cabin and Clearing. You got myself, Justin, aka Jakur on Instagram. We got JHC, also known as Justin Perro. And today we got an awesome guest, Nassr Low. And he's a fellow musician from the Ottawa-Gatineau region, also a local business owner. And we thought it would be a great opportunity to basically get him on the podcast. We've been talking about it for a while. And yeah, if you want to present yourself to the camera and to everybody who's listening.
Yeah. Thanks for having me, guys. Good to be here. Good to be with you guys.
Yeah,
likewise.
I've been seeing your podcast, so it's nice to be in it. So my name is Nassr Low. On Instagram, Nassr. If you're looking to follow me for some music related stuff, I write my own music. I'm the lead singer and bassist in the Gravelines.
Yep.
So you guys know, but we've been a three-piece band since about 2014.
Oh, really? That long?
Yeah, late 2014, early 2015.
I thought it was like 2017 for some reason. I guess. Yeah. You guys have been around that long. Right? Wow.
Yeah, it's been a long ride.
Okay.
But yeah, 8 years. Yeah, it's been a long time. So yeah, we've been writing a lot of music, but obviously since the pandemic hit, we haven't played any shows.
Mm-hmm.
But we recently did some recording at our drummer Max's cottage in Quebec, in Blue Sea. And it was good. We recorded with Justin here, dude. JHC.
Yo, it was a sick time.
He was our control man, our recording studio wizard.
Oh, nice.
And so I came here today to do some vocal recording and be part of the podcast. So
yeah, buddy.
That's who I am and what I'm doing.
Trying to be productive today,
100%.
And Guy was sitting in the background working on some podcast thumbnails and some good shit.
Yeah,
that's it.
Yeah, man,
it's awesome.
So yeah, I guess we'll touch on the music thing as well in a bit, but just to kind of go back to the business side of things. So the name of your company is Organically Clean Team, the Organically Clean Team.
Yeah.
And did you want to tell us a little bit about how you guys maybe started and what kind of got you inspired into it, or?
Yeah. I guess I mean, part of who I am too is business. I'm a business owner. My fiancée Colleen and I started a cleaning business in 2015. Coincidentally, around the same time we started the band.
Nice.
So
yeah.
But both of them have sort of been like a creative enterprise for me, and the cleaning business has been like my financial, my income. We didn't make much money from the band, but I would use whatever I make from cleaning to support myself and kind of move forward with the band and our music. But the cleaning business is going well. We focus a lot on the organic side, natural products. We don't really make our own products, but we do a lot of research, make sure that we're using healthy alternatives to
stuff that doesn't hurt the environment, right?
Exactly.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Could you give us maybe a couple examples of just certain products you use that are like that?
One of the big ones we use is an organic concentrated soap. A company called Shack Lee. So they make just a very basic soap, and that's like a main ingredient we use, and an organic concentrated orange product. So they use orange peels, orange seeds to extract delimonene from oranges, and this is like a super concentrated essence of orange that is amazing at cleaning. So we use that a lot, and essential oils, organic essential oils, to clean houses, and combined with really good tools, good vacuums, good.
Probably smells better too.
Yeah. And actually, when you were discussing the essential oils thing, is that like a service you were mentioning before that you offered? Is you give people the option of leaving a scent at the end of the kind of cleanup?
Yeah. So we in the last, for the last 5 years, it's just been me and my partner Colleen, a business partner Colleen, but also fiancée. We're a couple that work together in this business. So it's sort of like 24/7. We're always thinking about how to make the business better, how to communicate better with our clients, and make it like a well-rounded business that is, easy to use and is useful for people, not just a service, but it improves their life in their own way. Because every house is different, everyone's different in what they want. Some people have pets, some people don't. So because of that, we sort of made a customizable service. We give them a list that we've sort of like predetermined things that people might want with their cleaning, and we print out this list, we give it to them, and then they get to choose certain extra things each cleaning, that as well as like the sort of basic things that we do with each cleaning. They can customize it further. One of those things is the essential oils.
Okay.
So they can choose their own scent. It's all organic, and we also obviously offer the option to not have any scent. So some people are very sensitive to chemicals, even if they're organic. So excuse me. So even if it is organic, it can still, irritate you if you're allergic to, I don't know, lavender oil.
Fair, yeah.
We'll always ask people, like, do you prefer no scent, or do you want to choose like an oil mix today? So yeah, that's pretty much it. Like we do residential cleaning, we do carpets, upholstery, furniture, mattress cleaning, car cleaning. We sort of try to do everything that people might want when they're sitting in their house, like, what do I want clean today?
Yeah.
You guys must be busy, especially during spring, right? Because I can only imagine so many people are like, oh, well, it's finally spring. They've been hunkered down, so to speak, for all winter. And then, spring happens and all of a sudden they're like, oh, well, we want to clean. A lot of people are busy. A lot of people have kids. A lot of people are just occupied, right? So
yeah,
that for me definitely resonates for a service that can be applied to, especially during that time specifically. Yeah.
Yeah. Spring is big. I mean, spring is before summer, and obviously people like to prep in the spring before summer hits. They want to enjoy their summer, so they get a lot of things done in advance in the spring. And a lot of that has to do with cleaning, like getting their car clean. If they're going on a road trip this summer, they, hey, can you clean my van or whatever? So, but more so in the last couple of years, with advertising, like locally, we've sort of just been too busy that we don't really notice that there's a difference in seasons. What used to be the case was like Christmas leading up to like October, November, those got really busy, and then January, February was like really slow. We'd go on vacation, kind of like hunker down, and then in spring people would start calling us again because we started advertising again, like, hey, yeah, we're ready to take more clients on. But then the pandemic hit, and people were like terrified of us continuing to clean their homes.
Oh, for sure. At the beginning. What steps did you guys do? I mean, you must have had to follow obviously provincial regulations or protocol and stuff like that. Like,
yeah,
it must have been hard, especially for a lot of people during the pandemic. It has been hard, for them at home. So, what kind of steps? How did you kind of innovate, or how did you even navigate, so to speak?
Yeah. So, I think the first thing was people were like, or the government officials and whatever, they're trying to figure out which businesses are essential.
Mm-hmm.
But they left that up, I think, to provinces to deal with. So in Quebec, there was like we could go on the Quebec government website and type in like our business code, which is like the cleaning industry. And they would, you would type in what you do, and they would reply back in a couple of days, are you an essential service or not? So we did that right away as soon as that service was available. And they reply, yeah, you're an essential service.
Mm-hmm. Wow. Okay.
So then that was it. That's
it. And then
we could keep going. So our clients would be awesome. Like, hey, are you guys an essential service? Can we hire you back?
I mean, I think it should be essential, and I think it's a good thing that they make it essential, because if you think about it, like cleaning just like the general living space where you live, it's essential for your mental health. You know what I mean? A good cleaning space, a good
Yeah.
cleaning environment, a good clean environment, so to speak. Sorry, it's a direct reflection on the person's mental health and what they do and how they navigate day to day.
Yeah,
right?
for sure.
100% reflection
yeah.
on mental health as well as even just physical from
Yeah.
your space being like void of dust and like things like that, and like
Especially having kids,
mold
too.
or whatever.
Having kids, man,
Yeah,
and just like
100%.
living at home, let's say, and you have kids, and they just like, you know, those shit rats running around, and they just like,
Well,
you
yeah,
know what I mean?
I think that was
Just making
definitely
messes.
Yeah, that was definitely a big part of it. Like a lot of, like 80% of our clients have kids.
Okay,
a
wow.
lot of them newborns too, and that was a big thing in the pandemic. Was sort of expectant mothers and stuff worried about the house getting dirty, weighing that with the risk of having someone come in and clean their house. But I think the government's decision was mainly having to do with, if you move out of a house and the next person's coming in and it's filthy. Most of the time it's just filthy because you're finally moving furniture out. There's stuff under the furniture or whatever.
Oh, right.
And you can't move furniture into a house when it's like that. And that's the case a lot of the time. So I assumed that's because they gave they didn't give really any explanation like why you're essential. It was just like, yeah, you are. So that was my assumption. But also like, I think because some of our clients, they can use our service as a write-off because they work from home.
Right.
So it was like, we're cleaning an office technically.
It's an essential
Well,
service.
if you
to
think
their
about it
business.
too, like a lot of like the procedures, so to speak, like when the province implemented these types of procedures, quote unquote, or whatever, it's cleaning surfaces, right? And that's disinfecting. So that's basically one step towards reducing the risk factor, so to speak, right?
Yeah. I now that you mention it, that's definitely, the main reason is cleaning has to be essential. If cleaning isn't essential, then it doesn't really make sense.
We look at bars and establishments, for example, and that's a primary example. So
Oh
to
yeah,
speak.
you can get shut down if you're not keeping clean.
Yeah.
Even you may think you're keeping it clean, or like storing your food properly, but your fridge isn't at the right temperature and it harbors mold and stuff in the food and like
more humidity or whatever. Like
so, yeah, it's a very like keeping things clean, making things clean. Definitely.
I feel like
essential.
there's like, especially when you're an individual, and well, first of all, congratulations for being a business owner, because being like having that kind of ventures, in my personal opinion, it's you got to hustle. You got to hustle day to day. You got to put a lot of sacrifices set aside. So my main question is like, what made you, I guess, A, decide that you wanted to go into kind of the cleaning industry, and B, like what was like the, I guess, I don't know, like the day that you decided that you're like, okay, this is what we're gonna do and it makes sense.
Good question. I mean, there's a lot of layers to it, I think. Colleen, my fiance, is mainly responsible for coming up with like the name, the concept. She put up the original ad on like a Kijiji, I think.
Oh, no way.
Offering our services. But
Sick.
from the beginning, it was always specifically organic, natural. And the reason we, I guess, started it is we were working at a company in Ottawa doing like door-to-door, like charity donation work.
Mm-hmm.
Like we were sort of like a company that's hired by charities to promote them and deliver the main concept to people so that they donate, one time or monthly or whatever, like Doctors Without Borders. Anyway, so we were working together already at this job, but it was just a couple days a week. We were living at my dad's place in the basement. We sort of made it like our own apartment. And this was after we had left an apartment that we were renting together, and we had a lot of pets. And so when we moved to my dad's in the basement, we were sort of confined to the basement level with all our pets, trying to keep it clean, and we got good at it. Like we got like a Dyson, I think, and we started using the Dyson a lot. It was a really good vacuum for what we were doing. And they were like, hey, if we need this service, probably a lot of other people need this service. Like
That makes sense, eh?
so you know, the first part of it was like research, like, you know, Colleen came up with the concept, but then I caught on. We did the first sort of like first cleaning, and it was more than we made at our other job in one day. And we're like, okay, we're doing this. So that's when I was like, okay, I can, if I focus and, you know, really nail the marketing and advertising, mainly the quality of the service, we could do something good here. So, yeah, we researched, is there any other companies in the area?
Yeah, who are your competitors?
Who's our competitors?
Nice.
There wasn't anyone. We found
really?
Yeah, we
really?
found
that's kind of surprising. I'm surprised.
Yeah,
because we live
that's
in
a great way of seeing an opportunity and taking advantage of
exactly.
it, you know, and just working at it. Like,
we live in Chelsea on the Quebec side, which is, well, I guess if you're listening to the podcast, where we are is in Ottawa. We're right on the border of Quebec. That's where I live. Just about 20-30 minutes from here in Chelsea, which is like an English community. A lot of you know, government workers in Ottawa, living in Chelsea, working in Ottawa, and it's a town next to Wakefield too. A lot of big houses, spaced apart. So, but very like small, tight knit community, and they have Facebook groups, and one of them is like a Chelsea group, a Wakefield group, and these are like locals, people I grew up with, you know, my parents' friends. They were on there, so it quickly caught on. Like,
oh, it's because then you also got that like association.
Yeah.
It's like they know that you're like, you know, your dad's kids or something like that.
Exactly.
Like, oh, like, you know, my
Yeah.
son, you know, and then they're like,
Yeah.
oh, okay, well, yeah, why not? We'll try it out. And then you probably provide a good service from what I hear. Especially like, I like the angle that you guys chose, the organic clean team. You know,
Totally.
like just
And
even
then
with
the
the
word of
products
mouth
that
gets
you're
around.
Yeah, exactly,
Yeah.
word of mouth. But even with the angle of it, I think it's true. Like organic, especially like, you know, just like actually, I'd like to take this opportunity to tell everybody that we are sponsored by Kayo-Tea. Kayo-Tea is the tea that you see behind me. Hope you can see
Kayo-Tea,
it.
organically grown.
That's it. And
Yeah.
and yeah, so we'll link some descriptions for Kayo-Tea in the description of our YouTube channel. Also, we will be linking everything. If you guys are listening and you guys are local and you want to get involved with the Organically Clean team, then we will put some discounts. Sorry, not discounts. We'll put the descriptions in
and maybe some discounts.
Yeah, maybe
yeah,
one day
maybe
we'll
some
be able to do
discounts.
this.
Yeah. Well, we'll put the link in the description is what I meant to say. But
The description. And actually, just leading to one more thing. If I'm not mistaken, your hat's actually your logo, correct?
Yeah,
Your
yeah,
organically clean.
good point there. Yeah, this is our logo here, Organically Clean Team. I designed the logo. Recently got these hats, and that's all I've been wearing lately.
And I was gonna say, don't correct me if I'm wrong. I should say, but it's very reminiscent of Capsule Corp from Dragon Ball Z. So I'm not sure if like
Is
you're
it?
a fan, and that's why like.
Oh,
no, it's not like.
I'm not a
super
huge
similar,
fan,
it's
but I
just-
know. That's cool.
But it reminded me of it. I was like, I wonder if there's inspiration behind that.
No. Actually, someone pointed out like it looks like the copyright symbol,
Oh yeah,
which
yeah, I
is
can see that.
just a C in a circle.
Yeah.
Right. So it sort of looks like that. I don't know if I'll be sued for that. I don't know if anyone owns the copyright symbol.
No, I
but
don't think so. Because you got
we added the leaf and we have the colors. There are
no,
iconic
it's definitely
colors.
different.
It's unique. Oh, 100%, dude.
No, but yeah, I guess just to close off the business thing, I mean, I guess the summary of it, we use those channels to advertise our business, you know, the Chelsea and the Wakefield like community Facebook groups, and really focused on the good quality. And we listened to our clients. Like the first couple years, I guess you could say I was sort of like not stubborn, but less open to clients telling us how to run our business, kind of. You know, you get this in any kind of business. Customers dissatisfied with the way you're making a sandwich or something like that. Mm-hmm. But a lot of the times, and I'd never experienced this before, it was you may not be talking to the owner of the company. So I had less experience with that in the first couple of years. You know, we had a couple, you know, I guess disagreements with clients who maybe with our price or what was included, or they were sort of, they didn't know what was included. But those first 2 years were huge for the next 4 or 5 years to get us where we are now. And like you and I'm not bragging or anything, but we did really well in the last 2 or 3 years. The first year of the pandemic was our best year in sales.
Really?
Yeah. So we, or was it 2021? It was either 2020 or 2021.
Yeah. But it's not surprising though, in a way, because people are just stuck at home, right? They're, instead of going after that 40-hour week and like traveling to work, now they're literally living in their house 40 hours a week, right? So it changes everything.
Yeah. It was.
So I'm not surprised.
And I wasn't surprised either. Like we just started getting a lot of calls, and I guess after that initial period of the onset of the pandemic, I guess after 6 months, people were fine. Mm-hmm. We were back on with almost all of the old clients we lost, but mostly a lot of new clients, and then we were busier than ever. So it was, in a way, the pandemic was good for our business.
Yeah,
we were essential. We had one part of it is we found really good masks, and a lot of people commented on that as like we had not like gas masks or anything like that,
like the N30 whatever 30 like 38s or 32s, or I don't know.
They were like N95s.
Oh, no, N95. Yeah,
we also had like an additional layer on top of that with like a vent and everything.
Really?
And they were really good at keeping us cool when we were working. But also, people were really concerned about the masks and PPE for a while. And so when we finally found those masks, it was just like an additional thing to tell people like, yeah, we wear really good masks, double layer. Mm-hmm. We do recommend that if you're working from home and you have an office that you can close and stay in there while we're cleaning. Because for the most part, people would leave the house, stay in their office. We're only there for maybe an hour and a half, 2 hours. So you go walk your dog, you come back, your house is clean. We weren't interacting with you. And we sort of got used to that, people working from home. And big part of our business was people working from home finally realizing I need my house clean now.
100%.
I mean, we've even considered it too. Like I've even considered it, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I would love it. And I actually feel like that's a really good example of like your consideration of your clients and stuff, first of all, in the pandemic side of things, like having just, a good mask and kind of like showing good protocols in general. But then on the other side, you guys probably provided like a really good service and like a really good, again, going back to word of mouth, like it got around, and that's why you maintained such a good business. So it grew from that,
Yeah.
So it's that's awesome, man.
I agree with that a lot. I think it shows responsibility. You're taking into consideration, like Justin was just saying, like it doesn't matter what their views are, if they like masks, if they don't last. It's like, I'm going to wear a mask because it's my responsibility to be, you're the client.
Exactly.
I respect you. I'm in your house. Mm-hmm. It's no more has to be said than that.
And we had no issues at all, like the whole time. And I think too, a big sort of like the reason behind, I guess a lot of our clients are okay with us coming in is, their kids are going to daycare, they're going to school, they're kids.
And kids, spread germs quite.
Yeah, and
quite
that's
easily.
been we've had a lot of cancellations too because of kids getting sick or whatever. So people are okay with people coming into their house and cleaning. Especially if they're cleaning. Yeah.
It's interesting what you were saying earlier too. Like you were talking about how in the beginning, you started out, it was like 2 years, you were doing your business, and then like you're having a hard time kind of being open to receiving criticism, right? In a sense, if that's what I was understanding. It's interesting because in the last podcast that we just had, another business owner, Sungi Fitness, I'm pretty sure you know Sungi.
Yeah.
But he was expressing his like, how positive criticism was like such a good thing, and I even been a victim of it, so to speak, in the past, where I was just like so closed off to whether it's music or whether it's whatever I was doing at that point in time to receiving positive criticism. And I think that the more quicker that you learn that criticism can be used to amplify your business and to be more open-minded in that regard, will allow you in long term to basically be ahead, so to speak. So it's cool to hear you say that you were like, I was closed-minded. Later on, I kind of opened up to it, and that allowed me to progress.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. Like, it's an attitude, and I mean, maybe a big reason behind those first 2 years is, I never really held a job before that. Like when we started the business, I was 20. So I'm 26, turning 27 this year. But yeah, starting a business at 20, didn't finish college, Cégep, in Quebec. I just did I think a year.
It sounds like so many stories, man.
Or a semester.
There's a lot of people who are successful business owners that, they finish high school, they went to college, it wasn't for them, they stopped college. And that's the thing is that's what the westernized, world is. Society is, that's what it is. It's go to school, get a job.
Well, I was told in high school, especially, was told by teachers that I had an attitude problem. And, I may have heard it from my parents from here and there, now and then.
Anybody who disagrees with the system has a fucking attitude problem.
They told me the same thing. You have an attitude problem.
It's fucking goddamn right I do.
Yeah.
You guys aren't teaching me shit. I didn't learn about finances when I was in school.
I have an attitude problem because I can't adjust to this bullshit.
Yeah. Fucking goddamn right I do.
Exactly. And no, I don't mean either. When I say the first 2 years, I think that's more of a generalized thing. The first 2 years of our business were awesome because we finally realized we're in control of our finances. We're in control of our image. And I think it's when I started realizing that it's separating your personal life from your business life. When a client talks to you about, let's say you disagree about what should be included in a service, it's nothing personal. I mean, let's say it's personal to them, but not to you because you're the one providing the service. And then, years down the road, we think, hey, maybe we should start including that in our service because it doesn't take that long to do.
That's an important thing to what you just said is to be able to separate yourself from business ideals to your personal. They're not attacking you personally. They're just saying, hey, maybe this would be, something that you could look at and it might be better. And then, yeah, exactly. That's a great point.
Yeah. And the amount of volume you might actually get off of that type of service compared to the amount you're actually putting in extra, if it outweighs it.
Yeah.
Then it's worth it.
Yeah. And I mean, communication is the biggest thing.
Yeah. 100%.
Hearing people out, if you, and I guess it's sort of weighing how people view a clean house or how a business should operate. They're two different things. Mm-hmm. But when you come in and you're bringing, you're a business owner, a lot of people are always surprised that we were the owners when we come in. And one of the things too, when I first realized was, we were just talking about this before the podcast, but having a good website. And again, I shouldn't say this all the time, but not to brag or whatever, but people commented on our website that it was good. And that's what made them contact us.
That's incredible.
Further. There's nothing wrong with it's not about bragging. It's maybe saying look, I don't know if you built your own website or if you got somebody else to build it or whatever, but regardless, you put time and effort.
Yeah.
You paid for it. You put time and effort because you care. You're investing in yourself.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's not necessarily don't look at it as bragging, but you're proud of the investment that you made because now it's paying off, and people not only that. That it's paying off, but B, there other people are recognizing it, right?
Yeah, and that was it. I was proud. We worked on the website. We didn't build it with code. We just used, I guess, a Vistaprint website builder. Yeah. And if you actually go look at it, it's a pretty blocky, super simple website, but we focused more on it being user friendly and easy to navigate. The colors pop. We really if you look at our logo, it's purple and green. So those are our colors, purple for lavender and green for, I guess, mint, leaves, natural.
Green things.
Yep. And eco-friendly, environmentally friendly. And yeah, as soon as I started realizing people didn't just contact us because of the service, there was also other reasons. Our website looks good. I heard about you through a friend and they gave me your website and your website was really nice. So I contacted you and your response was really nice. And then the first initial cleaning was really good.
Client centricity.
Yeah. It all lines up for them. And as soon as we realize that's an important thing, we just I haven't changed the website in years now.
Wow. Yeah. And I'm guessing originally it probably all came from genuine like a genuine place, right? That
That's it for sure. Like
people catch on to that, you know.
And I think a big reason is I'm a local. Like I born and raised like in Chelsea.
People love local. People love to support, you know, what they know and what they're familiar with.
Yeah.
So I think it's not, when I say, I'm going to say angle, it's a great angle, but I don't mean it, but I mean like, you know, marketing business wise, I feel it's like a really, really good idea.
Yeah.
Another thing too, is if we kind of look at like what's going on right now, you know, I'm not going to claim like I'm like some economist, but, you know, briefly, if we look at like how the world is functioning right now, fossil fuels are dying. We're moving into electric, you know, drones are, you know, being more sophisticated, AI, you know, we're going to have all these different types of like, you know, we're moving into more
trying to
of
reduce
like
our impact.
Emissions and all that stuff, right? So in a way, it's like you're kind of almost ahead of the curve. Like you'll be able to function as a business based on that single marketing thing, which is cleaning, you know, organic, for literally, because the world is shifting that way. I don't know if you've ever realized that.
Totally. And I was going to say, if it's, you know, the way that I visualize it being, or like the way I would love to see it, it's like a synchronicity between both nature and technology, like he was saying about technological advances, but then also like natural advances as well, right? Because there's a way to make that, to balance those two things out in society.
It's funny that you mentioned like technology, because like I sort of like foresaw this happening, you know, pretty much as soon as we started the company, but like, the question you always had is, I wish a robot could do this instead, kind of thing. What if robots could do this instead, as good as I can clean? That would be the ideal type of thing. Anyway, that's just a thought I had, but now you're seeing it. You know, you go on Facebook and you see an ad of like a robot like doing dishes, and putting dishes in the dishwasher. So it's like a robot filling a machine, a dishwashing machine, a machine filling a machine. And so that's something I guess in the future we'll definitely be competing with, is better and better robots, technology, AI to clean. You know, people have like the robot vac go around their house.
I mean, I feel like
so what's the next step, right?
Yeah, but I mean, it will happen maybe, but I don't know how soon it will happen. If we look at how much the cost it is, like production wise, like even taking a Tesla, right? Or batteries, for instance, from a Tesla,
it'll
right?
take a while.
Take a while for the production cost to go down. But as soon as the cost of production does go down, it's going to be available to the average homeowner, right? Like a Tesla, instead of being 60 grand, is going to be like 18,000. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. Because the cost to produce it will go down, right?
Like by the time I guess the robots
that will advance. It will advance significantly. Like it will pop off, so to speak. But even at that, I mean, there's still going to be people who are going to have, you know, cost of fixing the robots and cost of, you know, maintaining the robots. Are they going to get robots to fix that too? Like, you know, I feel like it's a long time before it happens.
They'll have to use chemicals too, like a robot. Maybe, I don't know if they're using lasers to clean.
Yeah,
but
lasers.
I don't know. They might start off with spraying vinegar first.
Like, you just end up burning the house down.
Yeah, it's like iRobot. They start turning against you and making your house dirtier. Like, what is this burn mark on my?
You just watch them like start crumbing up Doritos in front of you, like looking at you in the eyes, like what the fuck?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but no, straight up, though,
justifying their existence.
Yeah.
Should I clean up the Doritos?
Yeah. It's just like, what is my fucking Rick and Morty? There's like, what is my purpose? It's like, you serve butter. Oh my god, that seems so funny. But no, like it's funny because like you say, it's a long way down the line. But also, I just think like there's a good chance that depending on the way people progress as a society, we might kind of have again like a synchronicity with technology. So it's like, you providing a service would be very beneficial to people, and especially because you guys are passionate about organic. You do it in a very genuine way where it's like you're just using things that are like all natural and things like that. And then almost like if you guys obtained more advanced equipment or something, and then but still provided a personal service, it's like it'll
definitely remain competitive. Like it still, and you know, in all these years, there hasn't really been many more companies come up, you know, like companies you probably all heard of, like Molly Maid is.
Well, actually, I was gonna.
Molly Maid's a huge
don't they have
company.
the one? But it's not Shopify, but or Mopify. Don't they have one like that? Or like there's
No, I didn't hear about that.
I was gonna say there's a Mopify.
Mopify sounds cool.
yeah, Mopify. It's just like an app that you download, and then or there is a cleaning with it's like it's something like that. I think it's Mopify or like Cleanify or I don't know, but it's like an app that you can download. But it's people who sign up, right? And then the company takes commission off like their services, and then they get rated. It's kind of like Uber for cleaners.
It's like before there's going to be automated cleaning, there'll be automated booking for real people. It's going to get better.
Already there though.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like
one of my friends uses it.
There you go. Yeah. So if it's already there, then that's going to be the competition we have to deal with. I think, and that's something we've always wanted is like an app, an instant book app or something like that where people can go. But our website, like so far, has sufficed. But yeah, definitely, it's a competitive industry. But for us, it's working. Like you don't need to make millions of dollars to be successful. It just needs to work for you.
And happy in life, you know.
Yeah,
and that's something we've sort
to
of
live comfortably and stuff.
Something we've battled too is like at which point do you want to grow? How much do you want to grow? How much work are you willing to put into that? And like we tried hiring people as we were getting busier before Christmas just last year, and you know, you're competing with other people who are hiring too. And it's like, I had 10 interviews lined up. None of these people showed up and they were all last minute no shows. So it can be discouraging.
Where are you getting your interviews recipients from?
Oh, well, I mean, yeah, that's definitely part of it. Like we just posted like a Facebook job search and we got like a lot of interest, but I guess assuming they also have interest in other places to work, they got a job quickly somewhere else. And, you know, we're competing with Amazon offering like $3,000 signing bonus to work in the warehouse. We were offering like $20 to $25 an hour, you know, and progressing once if you could become like a manager and have your own team with us. That's sort of where we saw things going. But, you know, Christmas happened, and then again, the pandemic sort of really continues to affect that. A lot of people got sick in January this year, and we had like almost half our month canceled. Wow. So, I guess long story short, we did find one employee who worked with us over Christmas and then 1 week in January, but then we sort of had to say, sorry, we have too many cancellations now because of COVID. But that gave us a couple days, weeks to really think about what we want to do, where we want to grow. And we realized like we're comfortable where we are. We've grown enough. If we look back on the first year to now, we've grown 5 times year one. So we're good. And that's pretty much.
Do you think you'll ever reach like a level where you're literally just doing like administration work and you just literally have people working for you?
Yeah, that's what I've been dreaming for the last like 2 years. I've been just dreaming of like, okay, let's get our business to a point where we can have people working like with us, for clients, but I can sort of be at home doing like the booking and you know,
sipping on
paperwork.
Martinis,
Yes.
feet just
exactly.
chilled up on the balcony.
Exactly.
There you go. It's good.
It's funny that guy says
work
that.
harder on the phone. Work harder.
Yeah.
The client A says work harder.
Yeah, bathroom break. Man, no way.
All you got to do is just duct tape a couple fucking empty bottles, man, so they can just rip one off. And piss in it.
Anytime.
Talking about Amazon.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, and actually, that's what's kind of funny is
we have a lot to learn from them.
But well, and that
just give them duct tape and a couple empty bottles and they're set.
Yeah, legit. Well, and I think that's what's funny considering is like the way you guys think, you know, if you actually do compare it to people like Jeff Bezos and, you know, in life and stuff like that, like you guys are just willing to kind of like work to the point where, you know, it's like you could become very successful, but it's like you're willing to work to the point where you're just comfortable and happy in life. And I'm going to touch on this point in a second, but I just thought it'd be funny. But it's like it's funny the contrast of like you guys are talking about organically cleaning and like just like, you know, giving people fair prices and things like that. And then like you got the Amazon contrast, and it's just like this guy's like building a $450 million yacht and trying to take down a legacy bridge and like to move his yacht through. Anyway, I'm just kind of being a dick, but
no, but I guess it's a common influence for everyone. Like we're all on Facebook, we're all on Instagram, we're all like sort of accidentally seeing how these people live. Like we don't even try. And then you see some guy who's so rich he can not only afford to build a yacht that big, but like I don't know if it's actually went through, but he was going to pay the city to dismantle their historic bridge just to get his
which
yacht
they promised the people of the place
Exactly.
city to never do again in history. Yeah, and it's like,
so that's insane.
That
And
just
then-
goes to show the power of influence and money. Like,
and then you sort of dream it up too. That's what happens when you see those stories. Is well, that's what any story does. I think it just makes you think about that person.
Yeah.
And then you're like, oh, if he can do it, if some guy who started a book sale company can do it, you know, anyone can do it. But that's also how you get easily like beat down when you fail, because it's hard. It's not
True.
like, it's not this easy path, and there's a lot of like
but I
things
think
you have to learn before, for sure.
Oh yeah, no,
I'm
true.
learning. Like it's
Well,
it's hard.
like I keep saying this every time, and I'm gonna keep saying it. I think, you know, we live in a like again, like last podcast we had, it was just everybody wants everything now. It's always about right now, right now, right now.
Yeah.
That's because, you know, Sungi was saying it too, like
instant gratification,
instant gratification, or applications, or fucking, you know, Gmail, or everything. It just happens right away. Boom, boom, notification. So we're used to getting everything right away. And so I think a lot of people kind of forget that, like, that's not normal, you know, in a way. And I think that's kind of what makes, you know, the whole journey that much more enjoyable, is like working for it. Because at the end of the blood, sweat, and tears that you put in, you know, it's going to come back in ways that you can't even imagine, you know. But at the same time, do you even want to be, you know, the richest guy who has a yacht and fucking breaks down a historical bridge just to fucking whip your dick out and show everyone? Like,
dude, 100%. No, I agree. That's the thing, is like, I understand success in life, like financially, but it's just like, you have to be, and like, again, this is my opinion. Other people can disagree with me, and like, feel free to disagree in the comments if you'd like. I'd love to share ideas.
Disagree, please.
But no,
please.
it's like, you've
like,
got to
unfollow
be
us.
like, I've talked to my friends before, and it's like, you've got to be some level of fucked up to be that filthy rich, because it's like someone down the line's getting fucked. Like some.
Well, do you know any good kings?
You know? Yeah,
in history?
Exactly,
Right.
exactly. There's someone, even if they do have these like righteous ideas and these beautiful like prospects for the future, it's like, yeah, there's something that's like not right going down because of that level of power.
You
that
need
you have.
people to get there. You don't
exactly.
really.
And
there's a lot
then
of people.
again, going back to my point is, sorry, by the way, not to cut it off
No,
or anything,
go
but
ahead.
it was just like, compared to you guys, it's like you have this beautiful perspective of like, you know, you're satisfied with where you're at. Like, and it's like, yes, you could still become more successful, and you probably will, but it's just like, you guys, like, you look at it as not like, oh, I'm the richest man in the world, or I'm the richest person in the world. It's like, more like, you guys get the time to do your own vacationing. Like you were saying about vacationing, us doing the music recording over the weekend. It's like, you're able,
exactly,
that's
man,
a beautiful part of like owning your own business. And anyway, what I'm trying to say, I guess, is just like, I think it's a beautiful perspective that you guys have, that you are satisfied with just working your job, and it's like, you've created your own business which you're passionate about, and you do it in a genuine way. You do it which is something also good for the earth, like being organic, you know, but actually like legitimately being organic and not just labeling it as such, and working hard to be that way. All ties in together to like, you know, you get to vacation on your own time, though. You get to like, you know, you can kind of have that flexibility. It's like, obviously you got to still like run your business and like make sure you're in touch with your clients and things like that. But it just like, it gives you that freedom. And that just goes to show what working hard for something that means something, you know what I mean, can have an effect on your life like that. And going back to also us doing the weekend of recording, you know, and actually getting your music done in the meantime while still maintaining a business.
Yeah, no, that's a huge part. In the last 2 years, well, I mean, last year we bought our first house, and for the first part of last year, like,
congratulations.
Thanks, man. I mean, we're really proud. But for the first 6 months of last year was like, you know, we couldn't play shows. You know, pretty much everything was closed for the most part, middle of the pandemic, but we could work. So really took advantage of that and worked almost every day for 6 months, like to save up even more, you know, for the down payment, all the closing fees and stuff like that. And we finally, you know, we bought the house. You know, then we went through some family issues, family death in the last part of the year. I, you know, won't go into it because it's not part of this this podcast.
Oh,
The reason
no
I've been,
worries. Mm-hmm.
but you know, loss of family, and you know, and as a result, a loss of finances, a loss of you know, I think I didn't work for 6 weeks in the middle of summer, did not plan for it, and it really threw a wrench in everything. Recovered after that, had a really good Christmas season, but like you're saying, it really put a perspective to me is like it really is important to spend time like with family, take time to take time off.
Yeah.
Enjoy time off. Work isn't everything, you know, making money isn't everything. It last year really made that important and clear to me. And again, that's why I'm really happy being here, like with you guys. Like I've known you guys for a long time. But this podcast is new, and it's something I just, you know, I could have foreseen it coming for sure, because you guys are really good into this. But this
Thanks,
is,
buddy. Appreciate it.
no, this is
well, we're trying. You know,
no, but this is what it's about. I'm not working today; it's a weekend, but I work tomorrow, but then I have 3 days off, so I sort of you know, sacrificed a day with my fiancée to come do this because we have 3 days off together after, and we chose that. So yeah, it's nice having like your own schedule, but it's you know, it's important to take time and vacation, and that's why running a business is really, really good, because you can choose those things.
100%. And that's why I know it's difficult in life to do these things. Yeah.
It's difficult too, because at the same token, like you can forget that, you know, time off is important, right?
Yeah. Oh, totally. And it's
exactly.
Like, yeah. And it's hard to like run your own business. And like, I understand, you know, sometimes you just have to kind of more work as an employee and things like that in life. But that's why it's just like, again, going to the whole basis, I'm not going to kind of like shine a light only on that, but just people like that in general in life. It's like, that's why I'm just kind of saddened by that type of thing, because it's like the people that work under them are also like subjected to that kind of thing, not getting time off, not getting the right finances to support their life. And it's like, it's kind of what they have to do sometimes, but
like Wolf of Wall Street, where it's like money.
Yeah.
And, you know, regardless of the outcome of the movie, when you see that in action, you realize like it's an attitude, it's a specific like lifestyle to you know, and not to be rich, but to chase it, you know, and like that's all that matters. Like it's a lifestyle, and you have to adopt an attitude, and you can't fake it. If you're faking it, it's no good. And I've sort of like thought
Can't all drive McLarens.
No, exactly.
So.
No, but and not just nice cars, but like I run a cleaning business, and one thing about that is like I'm a man, I'm a guy, and I don't think there's a lot of like male cleaners. In Hollywood, it's almost always a woman cleaning, and there's an attitude too that some people may have.
Yeah, but that
hiring a cleaner
that stems back from like the early you know, days of, well, since like basically as far as history can really, you know, it's horrible to say, but like, you know, women's rights, like before that, you know, women were, you know, the cleaners. So it's an old idealistic way of thinking. You know what I mean? I grew up with, you know, women in my family. Like I grew up with like basically just women essentially, and so, you know, what are the main things that gets passed down is, well, like, you know, cleaning, you know, and that's just something that I do all the time now because I grew up in that environment.
Exactly.
You know, you can't, just to give you perspective, like it's very, very like old way of like thinking. So people who are like, oh, you know, the industries are so diverse nowadays, so to speak, that it's really subjective.
Well, it's the same as like, you know, we all know just 50, not 50, but like, you know, less than 100 years ago, men went to war. Women stayed home.
Yeah. And now we got UFC. Chicks are beating the shit out of each other.
Yeah, exactly. Things are changing, and things are changing in a way where you don't need to be a specific gender to do something that is, I guess, commonly accepted as being attributed to one specific gender. So like cleaning, and I guess a big thing is like where I am now is like I run a cleaning business, and sometimes I'm thinking like, oh, is this really what I want to do like for the rest of my life? Like clean houses. But that's just one part of it. So I always have to like psych myself up, think in different ways, and realize no, it's a business, and there's an image. It's not just cleaning. And then eventually I can step back and not do the cleaning anymore if that's.
Yeah, you can always use your cleaning
it's
business
not the actions.
as a. Well, yeah, exactly. You can also use your cleaning business to like. Maybe now that's what you do, but who knows? You could venture into a completely different business. A lot of people do that, and it's completely fine to do so. You know, they do business for 10 years and it's successful, and then they acquire some wealth, and then they're like, oh, maybe I'm not as passionate about that, and then they use their money that they've acquired to invest in something totally different. You know what I mean? Which is 100% nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, and to go back to like taking time off is, me and Colleen a lot. We love traveling. That's what I wanted to circle back to is like we love traveling, and the pandemic really put like a pin in that for a while. We did some cross Canada traveling. We did lots of Quebec, going to like the Quebec Islands, Ile de Madeleine. That was awesome. And those are the times when you realize like, hey, if I can start a cleaning business, something I don't necessarily like doing, like cleaning. No one really likes cleaning, but you like the results of doing it. So you sort of like, you force yourself to like it. But if I can make a business like that successful, imagine what I can do that I'm passionate about, like music. I'm really passionate about music, and
totally.
It's part of the reason why you guys called me.
We have you on,
here.
Yeah.
Is,
absolutely.
So, and to tie it in with my business is whenever I had time off, we would be jamming with the band, writing new music, playing shows. The night after working on a Friday, we'd go play a show in Ottawa or something like that.
It can be exhausting.
It's exhausting, but like it's fun.
You
realize what's fun to you when you exhaust yourself doing it, and you're okay with that.
Yeah,
I was okay with being tired after a show.
Absolutely, dude. That's how we've been feeling lately with all of this stuff.
You're exhausted, but you're happy with it.
We're happy being exhausted.
Thank God I'm exhausted.
Yeah,
because it's gonna be good.
Yeah, because you lay in bed and that's that feeling of relaxation that you physically feel, where you're like, "Fuck, that was successful." You're like lying there and it's like, "Yo, I'm burnt because like I did some shit."
Just like at the cottage the other day.
Yeah, dude, that weekend was sick. Like.
We beat ourselves up playing the same song. Take again. No, let's do it again.
2 a.m. and shit.
Yeah, it's like 2 a.m. We're still finishing vocal tracks, and
that's awesome.
And
yeah,
and it's awesome. You go to bed thinking that was awesome, and then
on
the way home, we're listening to just those songs.
Yeah,
the whole time,
over and over, dude.
Again, listen again.
But
so,
and it sounded good as like a demo. But that's the like going back to your point. That's the telltale sign of perseverance, like and like commitment and passion or whatever. There's so many words I could put to it, but. And actually, just like because we're kind of nearing the end and like last like couple minutes, like what do you want to talk about a little bit about? Like, I guess the project
there is one thing I just wanted to add real quick. It's basically like you were saying that you started going on this business venture at 20. For me, that's I never thought of it that way. It is kind of I'm impressed because I mean at 20, I didn't have my shit figured out and so there are many other people who are in that same boat right now. For instance, there's a lot of people who are 21, 22, 23, 24, 27, 28, 29, who cares? Because how old you are. But they still might want to be, they still might want to go that path, right?
Yeah.
So what is your advice for somebody who is thinking in that way, wants to do a business, they don't know what to do? What's your advice to tell them how to start?
Well, to the point of my age when I started, I think I was lucky in that I didn't have many expenses back then. So it was like, It was okay to take the risk to start your own business. And then I lived in my dad's basement at the beginning, right? Like no rent. Thanks, Dad.
Thank God,
yeah. And no, it doesn't have to be a financial motivation either. But like, I guess the way it worked for me is, in our previous job before the business, we were trying to make as much money as we could at the current job or at the next job, because that's just what you do. That's what we learned in school. That's what our parents told me, told you, I guess, probably. Get a good job. And I guess that means a high paying job. And it was like, you realize I don't have a college education. I don't have a university education. I could go back, but I probably won't. So what do I do to make a lot of money? And so I guess when you're coming from that position, you can think fresh, like you're not tied to your schooling. If you just spent 7 years becoming a doctor, you're probably going to want to be a doctor for the rest of your life or for a big part of it, because it's a big investment. But I hadn't really invested anything in my life yet, and so we could invest in the business. And I guess relating to finances is what made our business sort of work well in the beginning. Is we found out quickly, let's get a really good vacuum system, because it's going to be like technically commercial use, using it a lot. The Dyson wasn't working out at first, so we found a really good vacuum, but it was like $5,000.
Jesus.
And I'm 20, and if we're going to buy one, we might need two if one of them breaks. So we're sort of budgeting like, okay, maybe $10,000 in vacuums. That's a lot. They have a finance plan. It was a high interest finance plan, but it was only $160 a month to buy the vacuum. No down payment. Just here's the vacuum, $160 a month. That was only $80 each a month for the vacuum.
Damn.
And that was it. Like, so it wasn't a huge investment. After that, it was just find products and go deliver the service and just go from there. And again, like things I mentioned before, tying into like, I'm a local, I know people, I can offer it to people I know first.
So it seems to me you're just like kind of just like figure it out and do it.
Yeah,
that's what I was saying. Like, what advice?
Use my current networks.
What
use
advice?
Your current. Yeah. So the advice I say would be use your current network. Use your current situation, whether it's positive or negative, to sort of move you into where you want to actually go. And to that, if you're working a really high paying job but you're not happy there, it should be easy for you to start your own business, because you have the finances to back you up, and you have, I guess, something to be passionate about.
Passionate to move into that direction. Yeah.
But if you're struggling with finances, it might not be a good idea to like start your own business
right away.
Yeah. So,
but you could technically start small.
You transition.
Transition.
We did transition from our last job.
Oh, okay. We
got one cleaning job here. Mm-hmm. It was really well paying. And then I think maybe it was like 2 or 3 weeks after that, we said, okay, we don't have enough jobs to quit, but I don't have enough expenses to justify staying at this job and not focus on the other one. So, okay, we're going to quit, focus all our attention on getting new clients for the business, and go from there. So start small and with what you know, and do research into your competitors. That's a big thing. Research your competitors, whatever it is. You guys have a podcast. There's a million podcasts.
Yeah, dude.
100%.
So just you have to listen to what they're doing. Mm-hmm. Not watch all their episodes and figure out what they're doing, but compare.
Yeah. No.
What don't you like? What do you like? What do you want? And then
what can we do different?
What can you do different? And focus on your image.
That's what forced us to change all those thumbnails recently.
Yeah.
We need to make our thumbnails.
Yeah, we saw our thumbnails and we're like, these aren't popping.
Yeah. No, man, that's really good. That's really good. You showed them to me earlier, and like that's the first thing. That's the first thing you see if you're on YouTube.
Legit
is the thumbnail. And I guess a good point. The thumbnail is, you could technically say it's like the logo of that episode.
Yeah. Well, that's what it is.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And if it's a recognizable theme every time, then you catch people's attention without them even really trying.
Yeah.
They'll just be scrolling through and they'll see that's what happens with like, Joe Rogan's podcast. He has like
The monkey?
yeah, exactly. Like he has his iconic thing. You see it, you know what it is.
You know it's him right away.
Yeah. And
Yeah, I was even taking a look at the like the Logan Paul impulsive ones, and just like his backgrounds are very similar. It's always like two faces right next to one another. It's like the background's like a bright blue with the little YouTube logo all over it, and it's just like kind of it just pops. And it's consistent.
Consistency is it.
Yeah.
And yeah.
What does the future look like for the Organic Clean team?
The future's bright, I think. I guess it's wide open. It's what we want to do with it next year, this year. Again, the pandemic's going to influence that, but we've already been through 2 years of it, and we have a good idea of where we want to head. And I think that's just like a comfortable place, like where we can grow, not be stressed about it, or be comfortably stressed about it,
right?
While we, manage doing other things in our life. And so, yeah, I think in the next couple of years we'll grow. We'll get a couple employees and, incorporate, maybe go across Quebec and Ontario because we're right on the border. It'd be easier for us to do those two provinces. Maybe continue and grow. Maybe franchise.
Sky's the limit.
So, yeah, exactly.
That's awesome.
It's
awesome.
And then in the meantime, we could throw another Rockingwood Cottage show.
Yeah.
Rockingwood Cottage show.
That shit, we're going to bring that back, man. Full fire.
Yeah, no.
We didn't get the opportunity to talk too much about the Gravelines, but what's that looking like for the future? I mean, you guys just came out of the hefty recording session. You guys got 3 songs coming out.
Yeah.
I think 3, right? If I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, we got 3 down. I guess we got like the instrumental tracks all down.
Mm-hmm.
Today we were working on the vocals. That's something I've always in our past recordings. We don't have much stuff too. I guess that's we haven't talked much about the Gravelines because we just haven't been doing much. The most recent thing we did was recording. Before that, our last show was December 2019.
Yeah, it's been a while. Yeah, since the pandemic too.
But
right?
like that was a great show. We packed the house. It was Minotaur.
Yeah.
In Hull, and we had a great time. The next day, I think we left. Me and Colleen went on a trip. We were in Curacao, which is an island in the Caribbean.
Oh, nice.
But and then that was it. It was like we didn't do anything. I think we jammed a couple times. The Gravelines since then. But yeah, the future of the Gravelines is again wide open. Every time we get together, me, Max, Ian, it's like, we're going right back to the start. Or right back where we left off.
Oh yeah,
we're really tight, even though we don't really see each other a lot. In the last couple of years, Ian moved to Montreal. We don't see him as much, but like I said, we get together. One of the songs we recorded. Well, I get 2 of the songs we recorded with you the other week.
Yeah,
I wrote those songs. One of them we started writing with the band, but like, it was just starting. I pretty much finished writing it while we were recording. So the 2 songs, Paradise and Island, I finished writing those. Those are mostly my own songs. But Love Can Break Your Heart, that was when we were playing at almost all of our shows in 2019. We wrote that together. It was, but yeah, so we hadn't played that song in, I guess, 2 years since our last show. We get together at the cottage, and I guess
wouldn't have known, bro.
Wouldn't have known, yeah. Like,
it's been 2 years since you guys didn't jam at all.
Well, we jammed, but I don't think we played that song at our last jam session in like September.
Okay.
So yeah, we're like, hey, let's record "Love Can Break Your Heart," and it was like 1, 2, 3.
You guys
right
just have
back
a natural
into it.
vibe, yeah.
Yeah, and I think that the fact that we're 3, not 4 or 2, like the 3 of us was like a perfect number, I think. Like not too many people bouncing ideas, but not too little to not have enough ideas.
Right.
And just enough so that when we get together, it's cohesive. We remember the last time we were together really well. And there wasn't like a person missing who wasn't there. So
yeah. It's like you got the point and the 2 sides and the fucking V team.
Yeah,
you know,
it's a triangle,
fucking V
trifecta.
team.
Yeah, the V team, the grave lines, man. Yeah.
That's great to hear. No, it's good. Yeah, I'm definitely stoked to hear it. You know what I mean, I'm looking forward to hearing it. And
we should actually you heard it here first, man. This is JP's guarantee. We'll do a live off the floor Graveland session.
Oh yes.
Maybe either in the basement here or just like when the nice weather comes around, we can do a little outdoor session. Just get a couple cool camera angles. Now supposedly we got like 4K cameras we can use. Yeah. So stay tuned for that. And just kidding. But
is there?
Well, I'm not kidding, but like I'm just joking. But
no, I was just gonna say, we honestly, Connor, we'd like to thank you so much for joining our podcast. You know, it has been very insightful. We're glad to hear that you've found success in what you're doing. Is there any last, important words that you'd want to give to the viewers, and anything that you'd want to tell anybody?
Well, keep watching the podcast for sure. Tune into the previous episodes. Tune into the following episodes. Mm-hmm. Let us know about this one. Let them know, not us. But I'd like to know if you guys like the contents. For sure. If you want to check into our business, the Organically Clean team, you can do that.
We will be linking everything in the description.
Check out the links.
And we've heard
as well
this
with your
one,
music.
Absolutely. And we've actually heard before, I mean, if there's anything you guys like to hear about, like to hear us talk about, people you'd like to bring on, like
100%.
If you know anybody that we might know, anything like that, feel free to please comment. Like, it's honestly very interesting and intriguing to kind of like have conversations with people. So I agree. Like, thanks for bringing that up.
Yeah, well, I remember I commented on one of them and I said I should be on the show. Right, so you listen to the comments. Yeah. They listen to the comments.
Manifestation, manifestation.
It's Cabin in the Clearing.
Yeah,
that's it.
No,
it's
thank
Connor
you guys
in the clearing.
No, thank you guys for having me. Honestly, it's been great.
It's been a time.
Agreed.
And hopefully we can get you back on the future and see what your progress is and what music you have to release.
Yeah.
But everybody who's listening, we'd like to thank everybody. Like our shit, don't like our shit. It's all good. We're still gonna make it. And peace and love to everybody. And we're signing off for the day.
That's it. And drink Kayo-Tea.
That's it. Kayo-Tea. Shout out. Have a great day.
Bye.
Cheers.